I built the bedrock of Meridian systems long before anyone cared about cloud infrastructure, sacrificing my youth to raise a multi-billion-dollar empire from nothing. Today, however, my executive board suit was replaced by an oversized gray maintenance jumpsuit, a heavy mop bucket, and a crooked plastic name tag that read Victoria. I was going undercover in my own building to investigate rumors that our company culture had rotted into a cruel, toxic playground for entitled sociopaths. Standing in the sleek glass elevator on the 12th floor, I was scrubbing a smudge off the wall when 3 young junior executives stepped inside. The ringleader, an arrogant young manager named Derek, was loudly lecturing his terrified assistants about corporate dominance while carelessly waving a venti coffee around. Physics intervened, and his lid popped off, sending a geyser of scalding brown liquid splashing across the pristine glass and right onto the toes of my work boots. Instead of apologizing or showing a shred of human decency, Derek checked his watch with immense irritation, as if the spill was a personal insult to his schedule. He glared past my eyes, snapped his fingers, and ordered me to scrub the floor immediately so he would not look bad in front of the vice president. I swallowed the blinding rage that threatened to surface, bowed my head subserviently, and quietly promised myself I would completely destroy his career. Over the next month, my complete invisibility as a janitor gave me unfettered access to every dark corner of the organization. I spent long hours polishing conference room walls, watching managers bully junior staff, take credit for complex software designs, and openly mock lower-level employees. The most disturbing encounter happened in the break room when I watched Derek blatantly threaten a brilliant developer named Simon with termination if he refused to push a broken, dangerous code update. Simon warned him that launching the unstable software on Friday would corrupt thousands of client accounts, but Derek cared far more about looking good for leadership than protecting corporate integrity. He made it crystal clear that if Simon spoke up during the morning meeting, he would be placed at the top of the upcoming layoff list. Watching that talented young man crumble under corrupt manipulation proved to me just how deeply the rot had infected my company. That night in my quiet apartment, I reached out to Grace, our head of internal audit and my most trusted ally, using a secure private connection. I instructed her to secretly isolate the entire 12-floor code deployment into a contained digital sandbox without letting Derek know it was blocked. Derek believed he was playing a high-stakes game of corporate poker, but he had no idea I was quietly moving the entire foundation right underneath his feet. The disrespect reached its absolute breaking point on a tense Friday afternoon in the main kitchenette. Derek was holding a sugary, jelly-filled donut, joking with his surrounding cronies, when he purposefully dropped the sticky pastry directly onto my head. As the powdered sugar covered my hair and jelly dripped down my neck, he smirked and warned me that a janitor with an attitude problem could easily be fired by the external cleaning vendor. I washed the sticky mess out of my hair in the harsh utility sink, staring at my reflection while a cold, calculated fury settled over me. That night, I stayed late in the building, using my master keycard to access the secure server rooms and compile a massive digital folder of evidence. I gathered recorded security footage, documented financial fraud, payroll abuses, and the hidden code sabotage, titling the entire investigation master file as the cleanse. By Monday morning, an urgent company-wide email went out to all 3,000 employees, announcing a mandatory strategic meeting in the main auditorium featuring a rare appearance by the founder. As I mopped the hallways, I listened to Derek casually laugh with his director, calling me a washed-up dinosaur who was probably showing up to announce a donation to an animal shelter. He was completely convinced that he was minutes away from a massive promotion and total victory. On Wednesday morning, I traded my stained gray maintenance jumpsuit for a sharply tailored navy Armani suit, my mother-pearl necklace, and towering Italian leather heels. Backstage at the crowded auditorium, my longtime stage manager gasped in shock when he recognized me, giving me a supportive nod before handing over the live microphone. I took a deep breath, channeled every ounce of humiliation I had experienced as a cleaner, and stepped directly into the bright spotlight. A heavy silence swept across 700 attendees as I walked to the center of the wooden stage with authority and poise. Scanning the front row, I locked eyes with Derek, whose smug expression instantly vanished as his brain slowly processed my face, my posture, and my identity. The blood completely drained from his face within seconds, leaving him trembling in his chair as he realized the janitor he had humiliated was actually the majority owner. I addressed the audience directly, revealing that I had spent the past month working undercover as a facilities cleaner to witness our true work environment firsthand. Gasps echoed throughout the massive hall as I detailed the severe entitlement, systematic bullying, and toxic leadership I had personally documented from management. I explained that while I built this company on integrity, certain individuals had mistaken arrogance for capability and cruelty for modern leadership. Looking straight at the front row, I called Derek out by name in front of the entire company and commanded him to stand up immediately. He wobbled to his feet like a terrified child, stripped of all his arrogant corporate confidence while the entire crowd watched in tense silence. I revealed how he had blackmailed his developer to push broken code, planned to frame his boss for the inevitable crash, and purposefully thrown food at an innocent worker. To drive the final point home, I pressed a remote, projecting the clear security footage of the donut incident onto the massive backdrop screen for everyone to see. The auditorium erupted into collective groans of disgust as Derek stood exposed, completely humiliated in front of his peers, executives, and junior staff. I informed him that his software release was trapped in a sandbox, his sabotaged files were delivered to corporate legal, and his employment was terminated. 2 large security officers marched down the aisle, grabbing Derek by his arms to march him out of the building forever without even clearing his desk. As he was dragged past the front row, I called out through the microphone that he had missed a spot, causing the room to hold its breath before breaking into loud applause. I then announced an immediate 20% raise for all support staff and implemented a zero-tolerance policy for workplace disrespect. An hour later, I sat in my top-floor executive office, enjoying a glass of fine scotch while looking out at the panoramic view of the city. My assistant brought in the squeaky yellow mop bucket, placing it near my mahogany desk as a powerful reminder of where real integrity lives. The toxic rot had finally been cut out, my life work was restored, and the ghost in the machine had successfully reclaimed her empire with absolute authority.